My topic is living a legacy, which is a bit of cliche sort of topic. But I wanted to give you a head start in terms of my journey on how to become a leader. I would like to share you a story of mine. I was actually a little boy with the pants high up, until my belly button. And then what happened is that during my journey as a child itself, it gave me a lot of thinking, and it gave me a lot of inspiration, because people always said to me, you can't even talk. You can't even be present in front of all the people. So what happened is that in life, our journey is like a roller coaster. If you can see that we have two parts in our life, success and failure. If you can see that the failure part is one of the essential parts that change our life, because I consider that not to be as a problem, but as a learning point. It shaped us become a person who are we today. And of course, leaders all around the world, all of them have their own history and they have their own legacy. Our Sultan, the late Sultan, and then the Queen, everyone, the presidents, all of them actually leave a legacy that we can learn. So even though we actually, as a human being who consider ourselves, sometimes we think that we are insignificant in the eyes of people. Actually, it's not. Everyone is important. And I believe every one of you here can do much better. And for the next slide is that a legacy in terms of not just how to lead people by giving them example, in terms of doing business, but we can see different types of legacy. For example, the Suas Mosque, built by the late Sultan. It's actually one of our greatest legacy as a Bruneian. People notice that Brunei through our mosque, which is through our culture and our heritage. The Eiffel Tower was designed, the history of Eiffel Tower. The architect was actually trying to build a monument in conjunction with the World Expo. And what happened? The local people disagree with it. And then they said, this is a monstrous architecture and monument. We should dismantle it after the expo ended. But what happened? 100 years later, or more than 100 years, it still exists. More than millions of people adore that. And then they consider that as a legacy of France. So the next one, I'm sorry the light is a bit too bright, is the Starry Night. It's a legacy designed by Van Gogh, because people learn from the technique that he actually trying to use and portray in terms of his personal journey in life. He cut his ear just to give it to his girlfriend. You know the story. Hopefully you guys don't do that, right? So the other one is a university. A university is also a legacy in terms of education. And all of this is actually a part of our human history and a part of our culture. For example, the mosque, the Eiffel Tower, the architecture, the art, the installation, everything is our legacy. But how, as a human being, we can lead through our journey and we can create our own legacy. Create your own legacy. And then the next slide, please. Vision. We already notice in all of our speakers today, they have their own vision. They hold something dearly. I've worked in the university for the last 7 years, and then people ask me, Iskandar, are you working? I'm still studying. Just move on, bro. Somehow that feels really happy for me, though. It's actually a challenge for me. People always say that, why can't you move on? And then I said, come on. I wanted to do something really special in our institution. So I have a vision. After I graduated from my bachelor degree, which is in art, we just do our painting, drawing, and do animation, that's it. We don't do leading, unfortunately. So what happened is that I wanted to create our own alumni association in UBD, which has never been formed like 20 years ago. So the Guild of Graduate exists because of the alumni, because we try to help our alumni itself, our graduates. And what happened, the challenges nowadays as a youngsters, unemployment, right? Everyone is nodding. So what happened is that we have a vision to create a stronger university through our alumni contribution, which is people like to be acknowledged. So what happened? We try to acknowledge our graduates so they can come back to UBD and then contribute. So what happened? The vision is a crucial thing, because one of my colleagues, Ruben Chin, he actually asked me, so Iskandar, you're trying to form a guild of graduates. So what's your vision? I don't know. So you're just in for the position? Maybe. So what happened? You know, the first thing in a leadership, inspirational leadership, I believe that leaders, people always say that leaders are in front of you, people who lead by example. Actually, that's for me, it's just the facade. It's just the surface of things. But the content of being a leader is much more than that. You're the designer. You're actually creating your own atmosphere. You create your own world that can shape others and believe in themselves. So our next slide is vision. So he actually asked me, my colleagues, he asked me, what sort of vision do you want to instill in your association? And I said, I don't know, can you help me? So he started to doodle around and drawing all of these things. And he said, what is the purpose of your association? Who is it supposed to be in your association? And why do you want it to be revived? So this is common sense, right? Because if you want to do business, if you want to open a company, you need to know the nature of the company. You wanted to know the nature of your customer. You want to know the nature of your staff. So everything needs to be taken into account. So as a youngsters, we always think like, oh, this is not really significant for me at this moment. Surely it will. So of course, failure. I would like to share you a story that I've been involving in a business for the last 3 years. Unfortunately, the company shut down. We worked so hard in terms of building the company, and then people are so proud of it. And what happened? Because of one teeny-miny mistake, we collapsed. So what happened? People always promote our company through all of the schools. Unfortunately, we can't continue because of management. Because we see that we fail to focus our aim. Because we didn't understand our vision. So we started to open a new one. And then we started to open a new one, and this is something that we learn from failures. Because as I mentioned before, if you don't learn from your mistakes, just stay at home. Because as a human being, you need to learn from your failure. That's how you grow. And that's how you go further beyond your limits. If you fail, you change your strategy. As the president of the Guild of Graduates, people didn't anticipate that we are trying to grow in terms of numbers of participant members, and every single one of us wanted to unite under one guild, which is an association. But people always see that we're insignificant, we're not really relevant, and we're obsolete. So what happened? We built the guild for the last 2 years. We tried to find our vision, we tried our mission. Somehow people ignore it. You know, other universities are so proud of their alumni, they attract them every single year. They even pay them $100 every single year. But our university, our Guild of Graduates, we only pay $20 fee for a lifetime membership. But people don't want to pay. Supposedly, the benefit is much larger than the money itself. So we can create our career, leadership opportunities and everything. But people don't understand. As mentioned by Iswandi, we need to change our Bruneian mindset. So we need to change ourselves before we change others. So passionate. I'm really passionate in doing all of this. Because the speakers, all of us here are really passionate. If not, you will never sacrifice your money, your energy to come here and listen to our speech. This is how leaders grow, because they learn from others through new knowledge and through the different kind of lens of people. from their journey. So what happened? I'm really passionate in what I'm doing, even though I'm not being paid even a cent. But I'm trying to build a community that is strong enough in Brunei. And that's how I believe that it's going to be in the future. We will be a stronger community in terms of professional expertise, and every single one of us is happy. So that's my investment in terms of money. Just to be honest with you, as I said, people don't pay me. But I spend more than 2,000, not 20,000, 2,000, just to build this association with my friends. We spend our own pocket money. We don't care. The thing is, by the end of the day, you're really happy to see that it's growing. And now I believe people trusted us. Fortunately, in the coming days, there will be a convocation in UBD, convocation ceremony. We will be having a graduation for 1,000 students. So we'll be anticipating that 1,000 students are going to register with us. So time management, all of us here wanted to do time management and everything. We tell our colleagues, we tell our friends that time is important. Of course, time is important. Without time, we can't do anything. We're just stuck, stagnant, that's it. So what? So we need to appreciate our time, our members' time. So we acknowledge them in terms of their contribution and acknowledgement. So the third one is serving others. It's actually trying to shape another future leaders. Because if we just focus on our own identity, we're trying to focus just to serve our own ego, so what's the point? Because if you're a leader, you grow more leaders. So that's how you sustain your association, your company. For example, fathers wanted to lead their children because to continue the legacy of their family. Business people wanted to improve their staff to ensure that the sustainability of the company go further beyond their wildest dreams. And then teachers wanted to improve their schools, just to make sure that every single student managed to go to college. So as a leader, you're not trying to improve yourself, as I mentioned. You're trying to build and grow a new inspirational leaders for the future. So bear in mind. That's like we always thought that leaders is alone. Well, yes, we are. In the first place, we try to build an association which is we always be individually sitting down thinking what's going on, because no one is going to help you but yourself. So I believe that. So what happened? You try to find people who are really inspirational to you, have the same idea, have the same creativity, and then take them as your members so you can grow together. And of course, you try to nurture young leaders every single time. You try to motivate them, because it's a part of our legacy of being a leader. Not just to be stagnant, and then stuck. This is how you grow, and this is how you leave your own legacy. It doesn't mean that you need to build a building, right? No, you don't need to build an architecture or any paintings. You just lead by example. That's enough. Through your vision, your mission, and through your passion. And that's it for me, and thank you very much.